Good morning, SMF MMTs. It's 6:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's May 3rd. The year is 2011. We've had some good earnings come out today. MasterCard is up. The ratio gaps that we have on the NYSE, they're not real long lists, but there's some good healthy ones in here. And we're going to be looking for the door of opportunity. Part of what we're going to be looking at is on that MasterCard trade for the senior traders is they will be shorting the top end of the gap. One thing that new retail people need to understand is that there's a disciplinary factor when an equity, whether it's an NYSE listed stock or a NASDAQ stock, is that there's a time pattern as to putting in the high. Basically, what we'll be looking at is I will be looking at, and we'll have some of our other people look at some of these earnings gap. MasterCard is 6.71, HLF is 6.45, AVP is 1.29. So it's not like it's a long list, because the more overbought that we continue to get on the actual indexes that these trade in, and sectors, indices, and indexes, the more top end overbought they get as we move forward going into the summer period, is there's a correction coming around the corner. And what do I mean by that? Around the corner means around the corner. Individual names, however, individual names that are already at such overbought levels are going to trade a little bit independent of your NASDAQ comp, your Dow, your NYSE, and your NASDAQ 100. And why do I say that? Is because the indexes have gotten to such over extreme levels. It was only a year ago that on 5/6 of 2010 we had a flash crash because we were so overbought. We hadn't seen a flash crash. And a flash crash, of course, that's quite different than a regular capitulation. On the gap open down list, we have a very long gap open down. And I will bet my last dollar without even looking that some of it's earnings related, but because equities are so overbought individually and the indexes are so overbought that we've got a very long down list compared to the up list. Now, as we go through these cycle patterns of market tops and market bottoms for you new people here in this group, you would want to take advantage of what you're being taught. And you would want to take advantage of the fact that in an exuberant phase, it only is going to go so far before it comes tumbling down. So we're going to be taking a look at all of these for the left elbow gap down. NVO is in here, so a lot of them are earnings related and some are overbought. Okay, this CSC is probably an earnings related name today. And what I will do is that by going through some of the earnings reports today, which we'll be doing during our free time, okay, MasterCard beats by 19 cents and they beat on the revs. Just so people know, their metrics are 12.8% increase in gross dollar volume on local currency basis to $728 billion, an increase across the board. Well, it's important for us to know that people are still spending money. So, you know, when we look at MasterCard, we look at things like that. There's another stock called Six Flags, SIX. Used to be down our penny stock. I would like people to take quite advantage of it. SIX beats by 78 cents and they beat on the revs. 78 cents. They were to be losing, believe it or not, $3.72. The revenues rose on that 7.0% year to year to 61 million versus 54 million. So there's a little turnaround. That's a theme park, you know, kind of like Disney, I guess that one is. Let's see what else I can find that would be of interest. We will do NPSP Farm misses by a penny. So there's nothing there on that one. But the PRGO beats by 10 cents. The revs were in line, and they're going to give revs above consensus. PRGO. Okay, so there's a good earnings report by there. Upside guidance, and they beat by 10 pennies. Okay, lots of news are out on the wires today. So PRGO would be one that we'll put on our list just because of the earnings is here. BPI's got a 7.2% move. SYKE has a 9.5% move. So there are some other little gaps in there. And once again, it's earnings related. Okay. When Macau Gaming Inspection and Coordinator Bureau reports April gross revs plus 45% year over year to record of 2.57 billion. Okay. So when is 69? Okay, Q1 net rev add 67%. LBS. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the overbought gaming stocks, meaning that some of the good news that's coming out is already priced in. Okay. So I'll be sending these. So MGM, MPEL, AERL, WYNN, BJK. Wow. So there is some bright spots out here. Outside of these gap downs and gap opens, the gap open list here, here's that New York Stock Exchange. Again, HLF is what I'm focusing on. I'm going to look at how these put in tops, whether those trades are taken today or tomorrow or within the next week. It doesn't matter. When it comes, it will come. So there's lots of news still on the bullish front on the earnings side, and we are winding down this week here. We'll getting a lot of the report card is going to be out on a lot of these companies as far as the earnings cycle goes in this particular reporting session in this quarter. Nice movements here.